Greetings, Leo Sun, Leo Rising, and Leo Moon. Welcome to your Akashic Records reading for June 2021 by Ama LightWorker. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. When you subscribe, please remember to turn on the notification bell. This is another important month, life-changing month. We are going to have a solar eclipse, and we just had a lunar eclipse. And there's other important planetary movements happening. So for that reason, I have made videos for your sign and for each sign of the zodiac, special videos to look into your finances and what is going to bring you luck for the next 6 to 7 months, covering June to December 2021. And for those of you who are interested for download and purchase, the link to these special Vimeo videos is posted down here below in the show more description box. If you'd like to have a private consultation with me, please visit my website www.amalightworker.com and email me at amalightworker@gmail.com. And yes, of course, I have also done a new reading, a whole new reading for your sign, for those of you who would like to know more. And for those of you who are interested, the link to the extended reading for June 2021 is posted down here below in the show more description box. So notice two different Vimeo links. And because this is such a special month, it was indicated to me by the Akashic Records that this is the perfect time to organize a group energy clearing for you, for my audience, that is going to take place on Zoom on June 12th at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. And you do not have to attend in person for you to feel the effect of the clearing, because to all of participants, I will be sending the recording of it afterwards. And yes, of course, you can email me if you like to participate or if you like to get more details, amalightworker@gmail.com. Now let's focus on this reading for Leo Sun, Rising, and Moon. You need to breathe. Some of you are going to feel that there is so much going on, you may forget to breathe. For other ones, it's going to be due to the heat or maybe due to the temperatures changing. And you may be a little bit affected by the weather, or how the weather is going to be changing. It may be affecting your plans that you may have for the day. Some of you are going to be going through some kind of a medical testing, could be something routine, but you may be going for medical examinations, having your blood drawn, getting x-rays done, getting a colonoscopy. So it feels like there's a lot of activities when it comes to your health and the medical checkups that you need to do about it. For some of you, during this time, you could be the one becoming a mother or a father or a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle. It is all about how your status in the family is shifting and is changing. There is a sense of elevation. A status that you have is now being elevated. This could be the status that you have in your work status, your work titles. This could be the status that you have in the society where you belong, in a country club where you belong, in the social circles where you belong. For some of you, this is going to be either your marital status, your immigration status, or an official status that you have. Many of you are going to be preparing for something new, for a new beginning. It's like the energy feels like you are going to be giving birth to the new. And it feels that for many of you who were thinking of doing a new presentation, connecting with a new audience, having an important presentation that maybe is connected to your work or maybe during a meeting. a performance that you may be having, an audition that you may be having. All of these things could be going very well. You are going to be able to charm anyone, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily going to be that easy. There is also the certain sense of having to deal with unexpected situations. And you may not be too sure about when something is scheduled to be, because it's going to be about forces out of your control. So it feels like in this month of June, some of you need to prepare for the unexpected, and you need to be ready. It's very important that you do not postpone or leave for the next day something that you could be doing today, because timing is going to be of an essence. I'm getting the sense that from this eclipse energy, some of you are going to be affected in a way that, where is it that you had some problems, now you're going to be directed toward the resolution of the situation. For some of you, you may be dealing with intense family situations. Excuse me. These family situations don't necessarily have to be good or bad. There's just too much going on in the family. You are going to be communicating a lot more with siblings that you may have and relatives that you may have. Something is going to show up in terms of a home, a property, a sale, a title to a car, an inheritance, some money that maybe previously you didn't have access to it, now is going to be accessible. For some of you, you may be receiving news about a grant being approved. You could be receiving news about some important investments that maybe you did some time ago. It's very important that you do not take a big risk in June, particularly when it comes to money. So if you have to take a risk, a chance, financially, make sure that this is a calculated risk. In the next upcoming months, you are going to have a chance to see the profit, to see what the results of what is it that you are planting now. Because for a lot of you, it feels like the energy is like the energy of planting the seed, and it's going to be very profitable. But you also have to be very rational, and you have to find the proper balance between your emotions and your logic. And some of you may be struggling a little bit, having to make proper decisions, or having to find that proper decision between what your heart is telling you and what your logic is telling you. There is this energy that anything that maybe you were pushing for it to happen before, or that you were working so hard to get results, now you are going to get results without much difficulty. I'm also shown that for some of you, you are going to be taking a train. You are going to be looking about booking a ticket. This could be a plane ticket, a ticket to a show. But for some reason, I'm also showing people traveling by train. If you have been working from home, maybe you're going to have to come in the office for something. And there's going to be this change about the way how you get around. It could be changes that have to deal with your driving situation or you commuting. What are your means of transportation during this time? And you are also going to feel a little bit in suspense, because you may be waiting for something to happen. You may be waiting to hear from someone. You may be waiting to hear some news, and until you get that, you may feel that everything is at a suspense. Somebody is going to be proposed to, or you could be the one thinking of proposing to someone. For those of you who have been dealing with a legal situation, and provided that you have already started something legal, this could be legal proceedings, documentation, courts, lawsuits, or anything that has to deal with courts, with the courts and the judicial system. Now it feels that in June you are going to be moving on to the next stage of it. And for many of you, the next stage of it, it could be that the situation gets finalized, the situation gets completed, or the situation comes to an end. How you feel about your body, how you feel about your body's proper functioning is going to take a whole new meaning. And you are going to be looking at every situation and your circumstances from a more comprehensive point of view. If there was anything that you did not consider before, now you are going to keep that in consideration. You're going to open up your mind. You're going to accept, you're going to be more open to accept a different perspective. You're going to be able to see and to understand another point of view. And for some of you, as your mind is expanding, as your knowledge is expanding, and you are keeping an open mind, you are also going to discover a new technique, a new way of doing things, a holistic treatment, a new form of treatment that maybe you didn't consider before. But some kind of a solution is going to be dropping in your lap. You are going to feel pretty much at the center of things. And for many of you Leos, even though it's not your birthday yet, the thought that your birthday is coming up in the next 2 months, it's going to be there. And so to speak, you may be preparing for this birthday in the sense of what do you want from your life now? How do you want your life to be? Some of you are going to feel very accomplished as a mother. You may feel very accomplished in your work, in your career. Something that was empty now is being filled. And I'm talking about that emptiness of your heart. That space will begin to fill. And you are going to feel optimistic once again. But you also have to be very careful that there's something that you're going to feel a little bit disappointed from in June before you understand the whole situation. And then you're going to be able to deal with that disappointment. Because again, you're going to be able to see the whole truth, the whole perspective, 360 degrees. For some of you, you may be welcoming somebody coming to visit you. It could be about a family reunion. It could be that some kind of an immigration process goes very well during this time. For other ones, it's going to be about travel, international travel, or other matters of citizenship. Many of you are going to have some kind of an offer dropping in your lap. This could be an offer of a friendship falling in your lap. So a friendship offer. It could be an offer to upgrade anything that you are doing. There could be like a discount, an offer, something that falls in your lap. It could be an opportunity for you to upgrade or to change either your daily routine, how you live your life, how you take care of your body, your nutrition, your diet, your health, your living arrangement, or your living environment. There could be some kind of opportunity or an offer about it that is going to drop in your lap. For many of you, this will prove to be the time for you to collect. If you have been applying for unemployment benefits, if you have been dealing with a settlement of any kind, if you have been dealing with applications to be approved for any government benefits that you may be qualifying to get at this time, you are going to start to hear back from these institutions. And for many of you, there's going to be a sense that you are going to be approved. Some of you are going to be going either for a driver's permit, a driver's tests. You may be helping somebody to study or to sort out what kind of documentation you need to teach somebody how to drive. You may be having an offer of helping somebody and they're going to offer you money for it, money for your help, money for your assistance, money for your advice. You are not going to feel too sure or certain about what is happening or what is yet to come. Okay, because you may be dealing with factors that are out of your reach, out of your control. And sometimes you have to be patient in June, waiting for the right opportunity, the right moment. And other times you may have to act immediately, soon as you see certain first signs happening or taking place. Something that you have been preparing for it to happen later may be happening a little bit sooner than expected. For those of you who have been feeling a little bit neglected, now you're going to feel like you are at the center of things, at the center of attention. If you are a Leo who has to attend to certain affairs that maybe you have neglected a little bit, now in June you're going to have a chance to get things done, to attend to affairs that maybe you have neglected a little bit. There's going to be a whole new wave of acquaintances entering your life. And many of these acquaintances may turn out to be people that are going to be in your life for a long time. So if you feel a little bit not too welcoming right now, or if you feel a little bit secluded, it feels like, again, you need to start opening your heart, your mind, begin to be a little bit more social. You're going to leave certain troubles behind you. And if you have to deal with anything that happens unexpectedly, you are going to be able to handle it because people are going to show up at the right time, at the right place, to guide you through it. It's very important that when it comes to money, financial transactions, it's very important that if you are dealing with a situation where some news or information is being provided for you by others, it's very important that you confirm it in person. Anything that you need to confirm in June, pick up the phone, email the person directly. Don't just trust anyone. Pay attention to emails, where they're coming from. So make sure that you are verifying along the way every bit of information, that you are verifying every bill, that you are verifying every income and every expense. Some of you are going to be thinking of starting or ending a membership situation. This could be subscriptions that you have, clubs, memberships that you have. This could be memberships that you may be thinking of restarting, programs that you may be thinking of restarting. This is the perfect time for many of you to have some kind of a plan, to come up with a plan, or to come up with a strategy. And what is going to prove to be very lucky for you in June is to have plan A, plan B, and plan C. And it's going to prove for you to be very beneficial, again, to verify everything and not to blindly trust anyone. Trusting is good, but trusting also needs to be earned. So the key words here is not to blindly trust anyone. You may have to deal with government officials, important government departments, and it feels that these kind of dealings may be a little bit of a hassle, but they can be going very well. It could be that something gets approved by your superiors. The company issues new rules, new regulations, new laws are being passed on by the government or your local government, and that ends up being something that is going to facilitate a lot of stuff along the way. Be careful with who you communicate, how you communicate, and make sure that you understand everything properly. Don't assume that you know it. Don't assume that you got everything the first time, particularly if you are dealing with instructions of any kind. Make sure that your phones are charged. Make sure that your phones are have a reception. There's something that is going to be important, and for some reason you have to make sure that your phones are working properly. That's going to be important for some of you Leos. If anything needs to be cleared out in a misunderstanding, in communication, in technology, that will be cleared a little bit later down the way, maybe for some of you even in July. But there could be some problems communicating or some problems with technology here and there. This is not the time for you to carry the past with you. And for many of you, there's going to be some sort of a break with the past when you are going to restart with a fresh plate, with a fresh energy. A whole new life, a whole new future will be opening up for you. Whole new opportunities will be opening up for you. I'm very curious to hear from you, so do comment down here below. Email me if you like to book a private session with me, or if you like to participate in the group energy clearing that is going to take place on June 12th at 12 o'clock noon. And yes, of course, if you like to know more, click on the show more description box here, and you're going to notice the link to the extended video for your sign and the other special video that I made for your finances and what's going to bring you luck for the next 6 to 7 months, covering June to December 2021. That of course is posted on Vimeo for those of you who would like to download and purchase. The links to the Vimeo videos are posted down here below. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. Email me for a reading, amalightworker@gmail.com, and I will reconnect with you in the next video. Bye for now.